Welcome back to the deep dive. So, set the scene with me for a second here.
Okay, am I ready?
It is 2026, and the economy feels, well, I mean, it just feels totally hollowed out,
Oh, absolutely.
right? Like we are just surrounded by synthetic data. And those agentic AI hallucinations that you keep hearing about in the news, they're just everywhere now.
Yeah, they really are.
So, do you ever feel like you're just drowning in this endless ocean of data noise? Like you're constantly scrolling, you're checking your bank statements, looking at the news, and you just find yourself wondering what is actually true anymore?
Like, what is even real?
Exactly. What is real?
It's a profound, almost systemic anxiety that we're dealing with right now.
For sure.
Because, we've built this massive, incredibly complex digital infrastructure to run our lives, but the bridge connecting that digital world to our actual physical reality, it's become incredibly fragile.
Yeah, it's like it's crumbling.
Exactly. We're essentially relying on software systems that, well, they routinely hallucinate facts, but they're managing real-world physical resources.
And that profound anxiety is really what brings us to the focus of today's deep dive.
Yeah.
We're looking at a deep dive into what the creator from the Squirrel Sniper 138 YouTube channel has built.
Yeah, it's a massive problem.
Massive. It is a stack of 13 highly detailed source documents, and they outline this like systemic blueprint.
Right.
It's called the Apertruth VSP 138. Now, right out of the gate, the creator describes this as, and I'm quoting here, a non-Euclidean, cost-inert, hardware-bound verification kernel.
That is quite the mouthful.
Right. Okay, let's unpack this, because reading that sentence feels like trying to swallow a dictionary.
It really does, but let's break those terms down because they're basically the foundation of everything we're about to discuss today.
Okay, lay it on me.
So when the creator says hardware bound, they mean this is not just an app you download from the cloud. It is a physical piece of machinery. And cost inert means that once this hardware is actually installed, the process of verifying the truth doesn't just constantly bleed computing power,
Oh, so it doesn't drain your financial resources just to keep it running.
Exactly. It's stable.
Which leaves non-Euclidean. I mean, that sounds like high school geometry to me.
It is a geometric term, yeah. But here, they're applying it to economics.
Interesting. How so?
Well, traditional finance is Euclidean. It's linear.
Right.
So there's a straight line between corporate profit and consumer costs. If a company wants more profit,
They just draw a straight line to charge you more money?
precisely. But the 138 logic is non-Euclidean because it warps that financial space.
Ah, okay.
It bends the economy so that the most profitable route for a corporation is actually to subsidize the public good.
That is wild.
It treats truth not as a philosophical debate, right? But as a physical, measurable force.
So the mission today, for us, is to really decode this manifesto. We want to understand how this system proposes to be a worldwide veracity layer that physically verifies the truth of our digital world.
Because the promises here are huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
These documents are promising to eradicate fraud, fix your utility bills, and fundamentally change what it means to go to work in the morning.
Yeah, the labor implications are massive.
Totally. And before this system can fix the economy, we first need to understand how it anchors that truth. According to the creator, it all starts with the Genesis timestamp.
Right, January 22nd, 2026.
Right. The entire system is hard-locked to the Bitcoin ledger via something called the F10 hash.
So think of the Bitcoin ledger as the most immutable, decentralized bedrock we have in the digital world.
Okay.
And the F10 hash is, well, it's essentially a titanium spike that's just driven straight into that bedrock.
Oh, I like that visual.
It represents a permanent, unalterable memory state. By hard locking to this, the system guarantees that once a piece of physical data is verified and timestamped, it just cannot be retroactively changed.
So no bad actors can go back and manipulate or erase it.
Exactly. It provides absolute, unquestionable forensic certainty.
But the part that really caught my eye here is how this architecture deals with artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Because, sitting here in 2026, the public is practically revolting against being replaced by machines.
Oh, the anxiety around job loss is at an all-time high.
Exactly. And the VSP 138 introduces what it calls the humanity patch. It actively prevents pure automation.
What's fascinating here is how that mechanism is the core of its entire labor philosophy.
Right.
The Humanity Patch mandates a physical, biological, or judgmental handshake for all high-value transactions.
So it physically prevents 100% autonomous machine control.
Yes.
It's like a digital dead man switch. Like the AI can do all the heavy lifting, right? It can do the complex math. It can run the thousands of diagnostics in milliseconds.
But a human being physically has to turn the key to finalize the action.
Exactly. It completely flips the panic about robots stealing jobs.
Yeah.
If the AI literally cannot execute a high-level function without human biology in the loop, well, the human becomes totally indispensable.
You're hitting on the crucial legal reality of our time here. By removing the drudgery of, low-level data processing, it elevates humans to the role of forensic auditors.
Right.
And the reason corporations would actually accept this is liability. I mean, AI hallucinations are a massive civilization-level legal liability right now.
Oh, for sure. If an AI independently makes a choice that causes a building to fail, the corporation is just destroyed by lawsuits.
But if you have a human required to sign off, that human provides a legal shield. The human becomes the ultimate legal authority.
I see. So let's think about a construction worker, for example.
Okay.
Instead of just manually checking bolts all day with a wrench, they become a certified 138 integrity auditor. The system gives them a modal resonance report, which the sources say basically gives them X-ray vision into the structural health of a building.
And the human audits that pass or fail report.
Yes.
Let's apply it to the medical field, which is even more heavily regulated.
Oh, yeah?
A doctor receives AI diagnostic leads based on millions of medical journals, but the 138 logic verifies the physical resonance of the patient actually in the room.
Wow. So the human doctor acts on that physically verified data.
Exactly. And this provides what the documents call a doctor's shield against malpractice liability. It secures human jobs by making human judgment the most valuable, legally required part of the loop.
So we have humans securely at the center of the system, acting as this final authority of truth. But reading through this blueprint, the logical next question just hits you like a truck.
Who pays for it?
Right. If we are talking about putting hardware verification modules into every hospital, every construction site, every single utility grid, I mean, who is paying for this massive worldwide infrastructure? You're talking about trillions of dollars in hardware.
It's a huge upfront cost. But the funding mechanism relies entirely on the commercial strategy. Specifically, what the creator calls the architect's toll.
Right, the architect's toll. So the blueprint explains that the VSP-138 math, they call it SS-138, is kept completely secret inside a hardware security module, or HSM.
Yeah.
So instead of an open source free-for-all where anyone can just copy the code, corporations have to pay a licensing fee for this veracity patch.
The creator describes this as the least effort route.
Least effort.
Yeah, rather than fighting a global political battle to mandate this, the creator leverages their intellectual property. They secure a venture debt of £500,000 for the initial hardware rollout.
Okay.
They establish the gold standard of truth, and then the industry simply integrates the tool by paying the toll.
Okay, wait. I have to push back on this logically.
Sure.
Why would massive industrial giants like big oil, big tech, international shipping, why would they voluntarily agree to pay this toll? We're talking about a non-negotiable fee.
Right.
And corporate giants aren't exactly known for willingly handing over their profits for the greater good.
Well, the math leaves them no other choice. In the current economy, corporations are just hemorrhaging trillions of dollars on what the documents call penalty capital.
Penalty capital, got it.
Let's say an AI hallucinates the tensile strength of steel in a new skyscraper.
Oh, okay.
The building goes up, the stress fractures appear, and the corporation is hit with billions in litigation, regulatory fines, and insurance payouts. That is penalty capital. It is just totally wasted money.
Ah, I see. So the cost of the AI messing up is astronomically higher than the cost of the hardware.
By orders of magnitude, it is fundamentally cheaper for an industrial giant to pay the architect's toll for absolute verified truth through the HSM than it is to pay the penalty for hallucination.
That makes total sense.
They are effectively shifting wealth out of penalty capital and turning it into verified safety.
Right.
The 138 logic forces corporate compliance without needing a single politician to pass a law, simply because the economics of avoiding catastrophic liability make it the most profitable choice.
That is wild. It creates this kind of economic gravity that just pulls them in. So it extracts this wealth from the industrial sector.
Exactly.
But let's look at how that extracted wealth is actually redistributed to directly impact you, the listener, in your daily life. Because the manifesto introduces something called the Sovereignty Trilogy, which tackles water, energy, and gas.
And this is where the non-Euclidean economics really come into play. The system promises a zero-cost baseline for standard domestic households.
Zero cost. Like, for you listening at home right now, imagine never receiving a utility bill for your basic needs ever again.
It's hard to even picture.
Right. If you're wondering how that's physically possible, the mechanism here is that the architect's toll is charged to the massive, high-demand industrial consumers.
We're talking massive AI data centers, chemical plants, crypto mining farms. They need high-speed, 100% pure supply lines to operate.
And they are eager to pay a premium for that purity, right?
Oh, absolutely. A slight fluctuation in electrical frequency, which is often called dirty power, can physically fry the servers in a massive data center.
Wow.
Or a microscopic impurity in a gas line can completely disrupt a delicate chemical manufacturing process. So they pay the heavy toll for the 138 logic to verify their supply is flawless.
And that premium revenue directly subsidizes the public grid.
Exactly.
So it's essentially a Robin Hood filter on our utility pipes.
That's a great way to put it.
The data center down the road pays a massive premium for guaranteed pure power, and because of that, the power running your home fridge or, someone's life-saving medical device becomes a guaranteed human right.
It's entirely subsidized.
But the hardware doesn't just route money, it actually actively audits the utility companies, right?
Yeah.
Like, I read about it hunting for ghost watts.
Yes. So ghost watts represent padded grid balancing costs.
Padded costs.
Yeah, often utility companies charge the public for energy that was reportedly lost in transit, but it was actually just financial mismanagement or poor infrastructure.
Oh, of course.
The 138 logic catches that discrepancy between what was generated and what was actually delivered.
Let me guess. It does the same for water and gas leaks, too. The documents mention modal resonance and pressure resonance. But how does a digital system find a physical leak underground?
Well, think of modal resonance like tapping a crystal glass with a spoon. You know, that clear, specific ringing sound it makes?
Yeah.
If that glass has microscopic hairline fracture, the ring completely changes. It sounds dull.
Oh, right.
The hardware sends an acoustic physical wave down the utility pipes. If there is even a tiny leak, the frequency of that pipe changes.
That is genius.
The hardware instantly detects that physical discrepancy and cross-references it with the digital billing ledgers.
So if the utility company's trying to charge me for a loss recovery fee, this system basically catches them trying to pass the buck for their own rusty, leaking pipes.
Exactly. They can't hide it.
That is brilliant. And there's a safety aspect to this that goes beyond just saving money, too. The comfort of life mandate.
Yes, the mandate dictates that 100% of energy, water, and gas used for medical equipment, hydrotherapy, and heating for the handicapped and elderly is covered by the toll.
Which is amazing.
But the real-time safety verification is where it actually saves lives.
Right, because if the electricity entering a home has dangerous frequency noise, or if the gas odorant drops below the 138 safety standard, the hardware instantly hardlocks the supply.
It just shuts it down.
It physically shuts off the valve to prevent the house fire or the gas explosion, and then it automatically finds the utility company via the Bitcoin ledger.
It creates a closed loop of accountability. The utility company is financially incentivized to maintain perfect safety because the fine is automatic and inescapable.
Okay, subsidizing the present is one thing. Stopping house fires today is amazing. But the 138 logic also claims to fix the future by investigating the past.
Yes, it does.
How does a verification system look backward?
The manifesto details a 25-year forensic recovery audit. It targets what the creator calls ghost capital.
Ghost capital. So the documents state that since the year 2001, billions and maybe trillions in public taxpayer funds have just vanished into thin air due to unreconciled accounts, duplicate payments, and procurement fraud.
Just lost in the unseen systems of government and corporate bureaucracy.
To give you a sense of scale, the UK alone is cited in the research as losing between 55 and 81 billion pounds annually to fraud and error.
Annual.
Okay, wait, I have to stop you right here. I am naturally skeptical of this part.
That's fair.
The VSP-138 uses signal reconstruction to scan historical archives for digital echoes. But honestly, let's say a corrupt mayor in 2008 took a bribe and actively deleted the Excel file from the server.
Right.
How on earth do you time travel through 25 years of government receipts to find a deleted file? That just sounds like science fiction to me.
It would be science fiction if the system were only looking at spreadsheets. But because the 138 logic is anchored to physical reality, it looks at the underlying signal of the transaction.
What do you mean?
Well, a deleted digital file is just a removed entry on a screen. But the physical receipt of that transaction, the cement that was poured, the steel that was bought, the contractor who banked the check, the yacht that was purchased,
Right.
all of that leaves an immutable physical track.
So even if the politician hits delete on the invoice, the money still had to manifest in the physical world somehow.
Precisely. The system reconstructs the truth of where the money actually went by analyzing those physical ripples across global supply chains and banking ledgers.
Wow.
It identifies the exact specific entities and accounts that received these ghost payments. This provides governments with the hard, undeniable evidence needed to legally reclaim trillions of dollars from the shadow economy.
Trillions of dollars. Reclaimed from 25 years of fraud. If you're clawing back that much ghost capital and constantly generating new revenue from the architect's toll,
Yeah.
that money has to go somewhere.
Yes, it does.
I'm assuming it just pads government budgets or goes into a general tax fund.
You might think so, but the 138 logic actually bypasses government administration entirely.
Wait, really?
Yeah. It flows directly into the Worldwide Social Restoration Manifesto and the rotating worldwide charity model.
Which sounds incredibly ambitious.
Yeah.
The manifesto outlines eradicating homelessness entirely. It takes the reclaimed waste from the construction sector and funds a housing-first mandate.
Yes.
We're talking permanent modular veracity housing.
And it prioritizes dignity for the most vulnerable, particularly the handicapped. It funds the integration of advanced biokinetic assistive technology directly into residential homes.
So we aren't just talking about a motorized wheelchair.
No, we are talking about living spaces that are physically synced to the unique resonance and physical needs of the individual.
So it's not just keeping someone alive in a hospital bed. It's fostering real, autonomous flourishing.
Exactly.
But how does it bypass the government bureaucracy? Usually when money is allocated for charity, like half of it is eaten up by administrative fees, committees, and middlemen before it ever reaches the person in need.
That is where the F10 hash on the Bitcoin ledger does the heavy lifting. Because every single transaction is permanently routed and tracked, it creates a zero administrative waste model.
Oh, that makes sense.
The aid moves directly from the corporate toll or the reclaimed ghost capital straight to the hardware producing the housing or the medical tech.
So there is no middleman physically capable of skimming administrative fees off the top.
Right.
So what does this all mean? It basically replaces the leaky bucket of traditional charity with a frictionless, verified pipeline.
Yes, and the sheer scale of it is staggering.
The documents note that recovering just 10% of global fraud over the last 25 years would fully fund universal housing for the next 50 years.
This raises an important question, though, about how we view aid. It forces a massive philosophical shift in how we view societal aid.
Because traditionally, aid is just about mere survival, keeping people just barely above the poverty line so they don't freeze.
Exactly. But because the 138 logic is hardwired into the industrial economy, it ensures that as the world builds more and as corporations grow and consume more pure power, the vulnerable are automatically supported more.
It mathematically ties corporate growth directly to humanitarian comfort.
Yes.
It's a beautiful vision, truly.
Yeah.
But I have to go here.
I think I know where you're going.
If you're listening to this, you might be feeling a little chill down your spine right now. A worldwide, omnipresent truth verification system that tracks every dollar, that monitors the molecular flow of gas into your home, that audits 25 years of your financial history.
It sounds like a dystopian nightmare.
It sounds terrifying. What prevents this hardware from becoming the ultimate dystopian surveillance state?
Well, the creator heavily anticipated that exact fear. The blueprint includes the protocol of unintended consequences, specifically an anti-totalitarian guardrail.
Okay, how does a worldwide tracking system not become Big Brother?
It relies on cryptographic zero-knowledge proofs. Think of it like a bouncer at a club.
Okay.
You can prove to the bouncer that you are over 21 by showing a cryptographic token without ever revealing your name, your address, or your actual birth date.
Ah, I see.
The VSP-138 verifies transactions and structural safety. It does not verify private lives. It proves that a payment is mathematically valid and the funds moved correctly without ever needing to know what the person bought.
So it tracks the integrity of the math, not the behavior of the citizen.
Precisely.
And there's also the sovereign redundancy aspect. Because it's hardware-bound running on those HSM devices, it doesn't rely on the cloud.
Right, which is huge.
If the internet goes down, or if a government decides to shut off the web to silence its citizens, the system can still verify physical safety protocols offline. The truth is stored in the physical resonance of the device itself, right in your own home.
That physical anchoring makes it a tool of citizen empowerment rather than state control, which actually leads us to the final and perhaps most important piece of the blueprint, the generational shift in education.
Right, because if we're building an entire society on this verification hardware, how do we teach kids to use it?
Exactly.
The system proposes shifting schools away from ad revenue search engines, which, let's be honest, we all know are heavily biased and optimized for outrage, to a root of trust. It teaches kids something called signal synthesis.
And the goal here is to eliminate narrative drift and algorithmic radicalization. Instead of a student typing a question into a search engine and getting a politically slanted article, they're taught to synthesize the raw, verified signals themselves.
But when you say a root of trust in schools, my alarm bells ring again. Isn't there a massive danger of whoever programs this system deciding what the truth is for a whole generation of kids? You're essentially replacing Google with a black box.
It's a very valid concern, but the mechanics of the system actually prevent that.
How so?
The 138 logic doesn't dictate a narrative. It doesn't tell a student what to think about a historical event. It only verifies the reconstructed physical signal of history and science.
Okay.
It provides raw, immutable data points, like the verified carbon dating of an artifact or the forensic ledger of a political decision. And those are immune to corporate or political spin.
Gotcha.
The ultimate goal is cognitive sovereignty.
So by 2045, the projection is that the first 138 native citizens won't be data consumers who just passively believe whatever flashes on their screens.
No, they will be data auditors.
They are trained to verify the human sign-off. They know the machine provides the signal, but only the human provides the authority.
Exactly. And let's take that a step further. If the entire future workforce operates as a real-time forensic audit team from childhood, systemic waste and ghost capital are permanently eradicated.
Wow.
The culture of fraud simply cannot survive in an environment where every citizen is a native auditor of truth.
It's incredible to step back and look at the whole picture. Squirrel Sniper 138 has painted with the APR Truth VSP 138. It takes the very real, very heavy anxiety of 2026, this fear of AI hallucinations, of job loss, of drowning in fake data, and completely flips the script.
It really does.
It weaves together job security through the humanity patch. It guarantees zero-cost utilities through the architect's toll. And it retroactively reclaims 25 years of ghost capital to fund global dignity, all without relying on massive government bureaucracies.
It is a profound blueprint. It treats truth not just as a moral ideal we aspire to, but as the foundational physical infrastructure of a functioning, equitable society.
Which brings us back to where we started today. Drowning in that ocean of data noise, wondering what's real.
If you had access to the 138 logic signal reconstruction right now, what is the first piece of ghost capital or hidden data in your own life or your own community that you would run a forensic time travel audit on? Think about the ripples you might find in your own neighborhood if you could see the absolute truth of where the resources went. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you on the next one.